get a call to order for the October 23rd voting meeting this evening. Everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We get a roll call.
Here.
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 Here. Here. Here.
The board met in executive session on September 4th, 2018, September 12th, 2018, September 25th, and twice on October 9th, 2018 to discuss matters of litigation, personnel, real estate, and contract negotiations. Recommend the approval of the following meeting minutes as listed.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Motion and second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. All right, up next, the recognition with the Pivot Playground.
When we were asked to come here this evening and talk to you about the playground, there were a few people that I knew that had to join me, two of which are adults, Mrs. Evans, and as a kindergarten teacher and a parent, and a key player in our committee that worked to bring that idea to reality. And then her brother, who just so happens to also be the executive director of Habitat for Humanity in Allegheny Valley. His name is Dr. John Tamidji. And so I've asked both of them to share their thoughts on the whole process from beginning to end. Now that it is complete and the kids are using it, there were 5 experts that I wanted to bring to share with you their thoughts. And so once the adults are done talking, we're going to bring up the experts and they can share their thoughts on the playground as well. So before we get to the experts, we'll bring up our amateurs.
Hello, I'm Dr. John Tamidji, and I just wanted to state my sincere appreciation for the opportunity to work with the leadership body here at Plum School District and the opportunity to work directly with the leadership at Pivot Elementary School. I will say it was truly an honor as a fellow alumni to work and see real transformative change take place here in our communities, and having a vested interest in seeing the opportunity to see, I think, what's going to be a long-lasting model for those in the community, as well as those that wish to take the opportunity to share in our vision to make sure that inclusive play can be part for all here. Thank you.
Hello, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to come tonight to speak with you about our inclusive playground. I can't say enough about this experience for all of the children that were involved and for the adults as well. A picture's worth 1,000 words, so you don't need me to tell you how thrilled the kids are with their playground. But I can tell you as a teacher that they are as thrilled as they look in the pictures. And I have to say that being part of the Build Day experience, the adults were equally as excited and engaged in the process as all of the children who were out there with us that day. Just a few other thoughts. I wanted to say that John and I spent a good deal of time this summer trying to research the best practices that we could find in regard to inclusive playground design. And one of the takeaways for us in our research is that we wanted to design a playground that gave children purposeful, engaging, and meaningful experiences when they played. And I feel that our entire playground committee, which was comprised of a lot more than just myself and John and Mrs. Gestridge, it included teachers like Mrs. Smith and Mrs. Cole and Mrs. Palumbo and Dr. Hershey herself. We were able to go through all of that research and all of the equipment to try to find the best pieces that would make sure that every time our children set foot into their play space, that they were involved in something that was meaningful, purposeful, and engaging. And lastly, I'd like to say to you that on Build Day, I sent a quote to Mrs. Gestrich, and it says, "Inclusion elevates all." And I truly think that our entire community was engaged in helping the children to grow and to develop, and that in this day, our community spread far beyond just residents of Plum. Everyone at Habitat for Humanity and Duquesne Light and Kaboom treated our children and their play space with the same regard that they would have treated their own children, and we could not have asked for more. Our children in this process learned that when an obstacle arises, they have an entire community of people who are willing to help them find a solution. And even more so, they learned that when the solution doesn't already exist, they have the power to dream and design and create their own solutions. So thank you to all of you for helping us to make this possible for our kids.
All right. We talked about this today. Let's see how this goes.
Might need a stool.
Now that is creative. That is creative.
Hi, my name is Babusci and I'm 8 years old and in second grade at Pitt. Over the summer, Miss Evans asked if my sister and I would like to help design a new playground at Pitt. I didn't want to go to school in the summer, but my mom made me. We went to the cafeteria where we met the Kaboom guy as well as Duquesne Light guy and someone from Habitat for Humanity. We were asked what we liked best at playgrounds and asked to draw them. They asked for people to come up to show theirs, so I did. I really wanted a trampoline in the new playground. I knew what day they were going to build it because we talked about it in school. When I left school Thursday, there was nothing there, but on Friday, when my teacher took us outside, they had some of it done. And then by the end of the day, it was finished. They had a lot of people doing a lot of work, especially moving all that mulch. Good job, Miss Anderson. And it was fun watching it all happen. My favorite part of the new playground is the twisty thingy. It's a lot of fun. Thank you to everyone who helped make and get us a new playground. And I'm 10 years old and a fourth grader at Pivot. Back in July, my parents told me that our school wanted to build an additional playground. My sister and I, along with a bunch of other kids and people, were asked to come to school one evening in July to talk with some people about what we would like to see on the new playground. We met with a guy from Kaboom, Habitat for Humanity, and Duquesne Light, and they asked us to draw and build our favorite things on the playground. Some ideas were swings, missing station florence, a phone pit, and my favorite is the fun. Us kids to a separate room with Miss Evans, Miss Smith, to build and discuss our ideas. It was a lot of fun. We knew when they were going to build the new playground because we talked about it in school a little bit. It was exciting that we could see all the stuff and come and be put on the back parking lot. It was even more fun to come to school on Friday morning and have nothing back there, but when our teachers left us out there after lunch and see the progress, then at the end of the day to see it all done. I'm really glad to have this new playground to be able to do with all my classmates and friends. My favorite part is the spinning thing. Thank you to everyone who helped us build it for us.
My name is Wyatt Poe, and I'm in second grade. At Pillay, the new playground is great because there are a lot of different activities to pick from. I like the obstacle course the best. It has a tunnel and monkey bars. It is fun to play with everyone on the new playground. Hi, my name is Trevor Wolf. I'm in 4th grade at Pivot Elementary. My favorite part on the new playground is the spin-off. It is my favorite part because 14 kids can ride on together. The new playground helps everyone interact in a fun way. That is why I like learning to play.
Hello, my name is Ryan Klippa. I am a second grade student at Pivot. Thank you for the opportunity to speak about a new playground at Pivot. Thanks to the hard work of many people, we got a new playground. It's a great playground for kids like me who have braces because most of the equipment starts slow, but it lets you climb high. It's an awesome and really fun playground for everybody and a good place to make friends. So thank you to Habitat for Humanity, Duquesne Light, Kaboom, Plum Volunteers, and Miss Gestridge for all the hard work.
It's really hard to follow that, but I just have a few last-minute thoughts. When this idea came to us almost a year ago, we had this dream, and we had a lot of great ideas and a lot of hardworking teachers that were willing to put the time in to create this play space that all of our students would be able to go out and enjoy. When we started to really talk about this coming to life and the grant opportunity came about, our connection with Habitat for Humanity and our opportunity to apply for a grant through Kaboom brought us the partner of Duquesne Light. I can't say enough about the 130 volunteers that came from Duquesne Light that day, the community outreach that we received from everything from donations of food and even water, bottles of water, cases of water, from not only our families at Pivot, but businesses and community members from the entire borough. It has been well received, it has been greatly appreciated, and it is shown on a daily basis every single time that the recess bell rings, so to speak, and the kids go outside. We thank you for your support. Dr. Hyland, I know that it was just when you started, whenever I came to you and said this is what we wanted to do, and we sat down and met with Mrs. Rossler and Dr. Tamidji, and it took a lot of blind trust, so I appreciate it. We are very grateful, and we are very happy with the finished product. So thank you for everyone who has participated. Dr. Anderson, we're glad that you were there. And Dr. Hyland, I did submit a photo of you shoveling mulch, but somehow it hit the editing floor.
It's good for the community.
So thank you very much. And boys and girls, you did a great job.
Good job.
Yeah.
Great job.
All right, up next is the thanks, everyone.
You kids were awesome tonight.
Good job. Good job. Yeah, good readers. I know, right?
All right, up next is the President Report. The annual Plum Fall Fest at Earl Block Junior High was held back on October 12th. This month, they raised $2,000 to be donated to the Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh, to Hematology Oncology. Students from both Earl Block Junior High and Holiday Park Elementary participated in the Heinz History Bowl to get a tour of the exhibits, as well as being challenged to find answers to questions, think and write creatively, and practice problem solving. The rollout of the one-for-one Chromebooks is underway at the high school. And as this displayed, the new inclusive Pivot Playground is in, and the final touches have been completed, so that students can enjoy the hard work of 200+ volunteers. A special thanks to Duquesne Light, Kaboom, and Habitat for Humanity for partnering with us to build a play space for all the children. And I'll hand it off to Dr. Hyland for the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Schlauch. Well, we have just completed day 35 of our school year, and I'm pleased to report to the board that we are thrilled with the progress that we are making as a district. We will continue to work at keeping our schools safe on a daily basis, and I know that Mrs. Rossler will go into a few more details in her report about how we are doing just that. As Mr. Schlauch said, the deployment of the Chromebooks is complete, and I would like to thank Mr. Luletta and his entire staff for all the extra nights that they put into the deployment. I wanted all of them to know that your hard work and the extra time you put in to such a successful implementation did not go unnoticed by the superintendent's cabinet, so we all thank you. The vision of the Plum Borough School District is to be a distinguished educational organization where well-rounded students are exceptionally prepared for success. Our goal is to provide an excellent, student-centered education for all our students and provide the necessary tools to be college and career ready upon graduation. In grades 6 through 12, all students have been provided a dedicated device, whether it's a Chromebook or an iPad, to provide access to classroom content, manage assignments, and collaborate with other students and teachers on classroom learning activities. In order to systematically maximize the use of the one-to-one devices and to properly prepare our students to become contributing citizens in a digital world, the district will begin transitioning to Google Classroom as its primary learning management system in grades K through 12. The use of Google Classroom by all our teachers throughout the district will ensure that our students and their families will have the ability to access all their schoolwork in one digital backpack instead of having to learn to use multiple learning platforms. Our goal is to have consistent and active use of Google Classroom in all of Plum Borough School District classrooms in grades K through 12, starting at the beginning of the second semester. Therefore, we have asked every teacher to ensure that the following information will be on their Google Classroom sites and available for all students and their families to see starting on January 23rd. Those items include their classroom policies and procedures, the class syllabus, the teacher's email address, times that they are available for extra help days, phone extensions in a prominent location. Daily homework must be posted by 5 p.m. and must also be posted on the student's classroom whiteboard or chalkboard. Also, upcoming long-term assignments and the due dates for those, upcoming tests with a minimum of 3 days advance notice, resources for additional help in that classroom, a PDF file for the student to download assignments if they are not electronic, links to all electronic textbooks used in the class, and video conferencing opportunities for parents to meet via Google Meet. We are confident that these enhancements to the classroom environment will allow our students to become even more prepared for the digital world they will join. We thank our teachers in advance for their willingness to help our students and families stay connected to their classrooms and for always putting kids first. And finally, I would like to turn the mic over to Jonah, who will be giving his first student school board report tonight. Now that the students have a seat at the table where decisions are made on their behalf, it is only fitting that they should be given an opportunity to formally share their views with the community. Mr. Babusci, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Hyland. I am pleased to report that the Superintendent's Student Cabinet is currently being assembled at the high school. The Cabinet is a group of diverse and high-achieving Plum High School students who will advise the administration on matters pertaining to the student body. The Cabinet, as well as myself, is planning on attending an anti-drug presentation on November 14th. Also, special thanks to the Tech Department for their hard work on device rollout. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. Before we get to citizens' comments on action agenda items, is that please keep in mind that citizens' comments are now limited to 3 minutes per policy, and then please refrain from any personal attacks on board members. Thank you. Is there any citizens' comments? All right, let's move to the agenda. Personnel Committee, Mr. Kolar, Chairperson. Recommend approval of the following personnel agenda items, numbers 1 through 12.
On behalf of the board, I'll make that recommendation.
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All that oppose? Motion passes. You have any report, Mr. Kolar?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Student Achievement and Activities Committee, Dr. Anderson, Chairperson. Recommend approval of the agreement with Wesley Family Services.
On behalf of the board, I'll make that recommendation.
Second?
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All that oppose? Motion passes. Recommend the approval for J.R. Pilley to attend the overnight conference Inspire in Beechwood, Ohio from November 2nd to the 3rd, 2018 at a cost of $126.99.
On behalf of the board, I'll make that recommendation.
Second?
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All that oppose? Motion passes. Recommend approval of the following grants numbers 1 through 10 as listed below.
On behalf of the board, I'll make that recommendation.
Second?
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All that oppose? Motion passes. You have any report, Dr. Anderson?
Don't at this time, thanks.
Safe and Supportive Schools Committee, Mrs. Rotzler, Chairperson. Recommend the approval for Dr. Rick Walsh to attend the overnight conference, School Safety and Security Exchange in Hershey, PA, on November 8th through 9th at the district cost of $444.54.
I'd make that motion.
Second?
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
I just want to thank Dr. Walsh for attending.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All that oppose? Motion passes. Your report, Dr. Ross.
I do have a report that Dr. Hyland had mentioned. I just wanted to start off by, again, welcoming Mr. Hanna to the Plum Borough School District as Supervisor of School Police. Mr. Hanna will officially be sworn in this Thursday, the 25th, at the Allegheny Courthouse. To keep the community updated on safety in the Plum School District, the district has posted positions for 2 Plum School Police officers. The goal is to onboard these officers in November and 3 more officers in February. The district has applied for grants from the state through Pennsylvania Commission of Crime and Delinquency. The district has provided new identification badges with fobs. It has a breakaway on it. So you can't do it. I knew it. Here it is. And this has an identification on the front of it, and there's a fob on the back. They were given to PIVIC this week. The district has updated the Knox boxes at each building to provide our firefighters with access to our buildings and also updated contact information. The district has reviewed the district's use of force policy to reflect Allegheny County Chief of Police recommendations. The district has installed video surveillance signs around the buildings and on the grounds. Other items worth noting, we are in the process of rolling out Alert Us to all our buildings. This is a mass notification system. In the event of an emergency or training, all display screens within the building will flash a message to notify all stakeholders. We are also working on completing the Act 44 mandated survey to assess school safety resources and public services. The Office of Attorney General is currently rolling out a new tips line for all districts called Safe to Say Something. The Safe to Say Something is scheduled to be operational by January 14th, 2019. The state is currently scheduling training dates and more information to follow. And finally, there has been significant progress made to our Bay Area risk management safety audit. The district continues to make safety and security our top priority. So I just want to thank Dr. Walsh, Dr. Hyland, and others that have been involved in this as we move forward in safety. Thank you.
Thanks. Budget and Finance Committee, Mr. Schlauch, Chairperson. Recommend the approval of the Treasurer's Report and bill payments for September 2018. On behalf of the committee, I will make the recommendation.
Second?
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All that oppose? Motion passes. Recommend the approval of the GOB payments for October 2018. On behalf of the committee, I will make that recommendation.
Second?
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All that oppose? Motion passes. Recommend the approval of authorization to conduct 10 writ of executions and 10 complaints through a delinquent tax collector at the district cost of $23,000. On behalf of the committee, I will make the recommendation.
Second?
Motion and a second, is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All that oppose? Motion passes. Recommend the approval of the request for student activity account for Best Buddies Club. On behalf of the committee, I will make the recommendation.
Second?
Motion and a second, is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All that oppose? Motion passes. I don't have any further to report. Facilities and Operations Committee, Mr. Colson, chairperson.
Nothing really to push forward this month, but I did want to ask Dr. Hyland for a favor. If he could let Ms. Gestrich know my personal thanks and appreciation for the effort they did in that playground. I was going to mention it earlier, but it seemed like they might have been in a hurry to move on out of here. So, but I did want to officially say thanks. I've been following it on social media. I haven't had a chance to get there yet, but I will go check it out.
I will make sure that I do that.
Thank you. Nothing else.
Thanks, Mr. Colson. Eastern Area Schools, Dr. Anderson, Liaison.
We didn't meet last month because there was a death in one of the administrators' families, and there is a meeting this Thursday.
Thanks. Forbes Road, Mr. Rogers.
Yes, a couple quick things. The enrollment right now is 701 students. The roof has been completed finally at the beginning of the month. And as you may have seen in the Trib headlines today, these teachers have authorized a strike beginning November 6th. We have another good negotiating meeting on November 5th. Hopefully we can avoid this, but I did ask Dr. Hyland and Mr. Fischel to come up with contingency plans for our students, so when they're back here, if there is a strike, that they're not just sitting in study halls. So.
Those plans are ready to go.
Thank you.
In fact, those plans are ready to go, in fact, if they're necessary.
Very good, thank you.
And just to note, we have 80-some students, 86 students that are Plum, that attend Forbes, so, Plum.
Thanks, Mr. Rogers. Intergovernmental, Mrs. Caldwell.
Thank you, Mr. Schlauch. Just briefly, two pieces of legislation have passed both chambers in the state legislature. One has been long awaited. It's Senate Bill 1095. Governor Wolf is expected to sign it. And this is a legislation that establishes the performance-based system that provides rigorous assessment strategies under 4 options for students to show they are ready to graduate. These changes would affect our current 9th graders and will take effect with the class of 2022, our current 9th graders. Also, House Bill 1386 has passed both chambers and is awaiting Governor Wolf's signature. This changes the grade spans and age levels for certification of special education instructional certificates, combining the current special ed certificates into one category. Teachers holding current special ed pre-K through 8 and special ed 7 through 12 certificates would have the opportunity to expand the scope of their certificates under a process to be determined by the state. And that's it on the legislature. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thank you. Policy, Mr. Wisniewski. Anything to report? Nothing.
Just, policies are constantly being updated by the state, and I believe we have Series 200, 700, and 800 to go through. That'll be on for next month. Other than that, I think everything with policy is where it needs to be right now.
Thank you. Following that, is there any citizens' comments on non-agenda items? All right, the upcoming public meetings, we have an intergovernmental meeting coming up at 6:30 p.m. on November 5th. The Plum Borough, Council Chambers, right here. And this next school board discussion meeting is 7 o'clock, November 13th at the high school library. And the next voting meeting will be next November 27th at the right here at the council chambers. So having said that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Second?
Motion is second. All those in favor say aye.
I'll make the motion. Aye.